Afternoon everyone, here's the latest video update on Bopha. Fortunately, we have to start the first day of December looking at a pretty strong monster here. Typhoon Bopha rapidly intensifying from a severe tropical storm yesterday. Remember, if you watched our video, it was barely a typhoon, only the Joint Typhoon Warning Centers upgraded it to a typhoon at that time. But again, it rapidly intensified from a small tropical cyclone to a category 4 typhoon if you follow the 1-minute sustained winds by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. The system is on its way towards the small republic of Palau, again forecast to strike the small islands by tomorrow afternoon as a powerful and dangerous typhoon. It's currently located approximately 700 kilometers east-southeast of Palau, or about 530 kilometers south-southeast of the state of Yap. Maximum sustained winds are at 165 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 240. Now these winds are from JMA, so they are a bit lower compared to Joint Typhoon Warning Center, which has sustained winds of as high as 215, making this system a category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Now Bopha is moving west-northwestward 20 kilometers per hour, so again towards that nation of Palau out here in the middle of the Western Pacific. You can also see this latest visible image, the last shot before the sun set out in this region. See a very symmetrical looking storm. The eye is, you can see the eye here, it has been clouded in the past 3 hours. System has leveled off and has ceased rapidly intensifying, which is somewhat of a good news, but still a very powerful typhoon for the nation of Palau. Now looking at the latest infrared image though, we are seeing a return of the cold cloud tops surrounding that very small pinhole eye, less than around 10 nautical miles, I'm sorry. And again you can see this thick ring of convection near negative 80 degrees Celsius as we enter the diurnal maximum as the sun sets here. So probably another round of intensification in store for us. Definitely not as fast as yesterday evening, but still National Weather Service Joint Typhoon Warning Center expecting this to intensify a little bit more and could even become a high-end category 4 super typhoon before slamming into Palau by tomorrow. Another aspect to look at here is the size of Bopha, which has significantly increased from yesterday. The system now has a diameter of almost 600 kilometers per hour. 600 kilometers. You can also see this outer arm forming in the past 6 hours. Will likely bring rain showers across Palau and Yap as early as tomorrow morning. So expect those stormy conditions to go downhill relatively quickly by tomorrow, and again we expect the worst conditions to occur between Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon and lasting into Monday morning. Now looking at the microwave image, you can see the pinhole eye over here. Again, it has contracted over the past 6 hours, also led to the ceasing of the intensification trend. We haven't seen any signs yet of eyewall replacement cycle, which would definitely be good news for Palau, but unfortunately there's no sign of that happening just yet. We still have that well-developed eyewall, again surrounded by very strong convective activity, and again the outer arm starting to form later today, and again could impact Palau and Yap as early as tomorrow morning. Now looking at the forecast, or at least the computer model outputs here, we are now seeing a pretty good consensus of a track generally west-northwestward across Palau and perhaps into the Philippines by the middle part of next week. The consensus has shifted slightly southward, and meaning that the northern part of Mindanao, particularly out here in Surigao, is now under the threat for landfall point, perhaps by Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the speed of the system. Now going back to Palau for a moment, looking at the official forecast from the National Weather Service, and expecting the system to move west-northwestward and actually pass just south of the island here, which would mean the strongest winds will be felt across Korora and parts of the islands here in Palau. You can see the entire republic under the typhoon wind swath, more than 75 miles per hour of more than 120 kilometers per hour. Good news here is that the system is pretty compact in terms of its wind characteristics. Either way, we still expect Palau to at least get winds of around 120 kilometers per hour. Some spots, especially the coastal sections, may see winds of as high as 180 to even 200 kilometers per hour. We're talking about a Category 4 typhoon, a very destructive, powerful typhoon, definitely bearing down on this island, and obviously moving into the Philippines by early part of next week. As for Yap, they are out of the typhoon wind swath, which is good news, but they can still experience some tropical storm conditions and also some occasional rain showers as we move into Sunday and Monday. In fact, now as for the warnings, National Weather Service issuing typhoon warning for Palau and typhoon watch for Yap, meaning winds of 73 miles per hour are expected to occur in the next 24 hours. Also talking about rainfall amounts of as high as 6 to 10 inches or as high as 250 millimeters occurring here in parts of Palau between Sunday and Monday. So not only you have the threat of strong winds, but also the risk of flooding and also storm surge and high waves occurring across this region over the next few days. The system slowly moves west-northwestward. And after Palau, we turn our eyes onto the Philippines, and here we have the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's 5-day forecast, and taking this system west-northwestwardly and perhaps moving into northern Mindanao, perhaps here in Surigao, by as early as Tuesday afternoon actually. So much faster forecast here from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Now expecting this to impact between Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening and into Wednesday morning as a powerful Category 4 typhoon with winds of as high as 205 kilometers per hour. Then after that, it will slam into the islands here in Central Visayas, parts of Bohol, and even, look at that, tracking into the city of Cebu by Wednesday. Again, keeping it as a strong category, perhaps Category 3 or Category 2 typhoon all throughout the forecast track. So potentially many will be impacted, many populated areas out here in Central Visayas and northern Mindanao, not only of the typhoon force winds but also of the threat of heavy rains, flash floods, and landslides out here in this region. By Wednesday and Thursday, the system turns northwestward, perhaps impacting also parts of southern and central Luzon, including Metro Manila. As of right now, we're still not sure of the exact winds, but nevertheless do expect some stormy conditions for much of the Philippines to occur in the next few days here. Finally, we have the Japan Meteorological Agency forecast, agreeing mostly with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's forecast, although they have the track slightly north and right. So expecting this system to make landfall here across Surigao and perhaps here in the island of Dinagat, crossing into Leyte and northern Cebu and into Central Visayas and eventually into southern Luzon. Much closer track. Extrapolating from this forecast would take the system much closer to Metro Manila than JTWC is. So for now, this is still a 5-day forecast, so anything can change, but fortunately chances are increasing of the eastern seaboard of Mindanao and Visayas seeing at least typhoon force winds by Tuesday and Wednesday. So do keep that in mind. Always listen to the news and the radio for the latest information. As for the PAGASA, system is expected to enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility by tomorrow evening or as late as Monday morning. So expect the agency to start giving out forecast advisories and even public storm warnings by Monday as the system nears the Philippines. For now, though, the immediate concern is for the people of Palau. And again, if you know anyone of you are living yourself in Palau, do stay safe and prepare now if you haven't done so. Make sure you coordinate with the local officials for any special instructions regarding evacuations. Again, stock up on food and water that will last for several days. Always tune in to westernpacificweather.com, also the National Weather Service in Guam, for the latest official warnings and the forecast track for this system. Stay safe.